up, Mindsetters? Welcome to your grade 11 Life Sciences show. I am Looney.
Hello,
Hello!
you gorgeous girl. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Again.
Yeah, well, of course, again. But of course, you know what? Just that break, that struggles, when I
So
miss you like this.
Yeah. So we need to do double shows.
Double
to cover
shows all the
up for that
time, yeah.
time.
But there's a reason why I get double shows.
Why?
Because there's that competition that you want
Yes.
to tell me about.
I'm going to tell them.
Tell them about that competition. And you only look at me.
Yes.
Right,
No one
perfect.
else, guys. You don't need to look at the other teachers. Come on, guys. So what the competition is, it's get connected. What we want you guys to do, you go to our Facebook page. All the information is there, but I'll tell you. So what you need to do is go to the Facebook page. There is a link there. I'm hoping the screen is showing you our Facebook page. There's a link there, and then what happens on the link is that it takes you to a curio page. With that curio page, you need to enter a code that is LEARN in capital letters. Learn. Then you choose your favorite teacher, but obviously we know our favorite teacher is Llewellyn, right?
Precisely.
So we pick Llewellyn. Then you go back to our Facebook page, and then there are links there with all the teachers, but we don't worry about them. Then we go to /Llewellyn. There's a link there with Llewellyn's name. You click on that link, it will take you to a picture with Llewellyn. It doesn't look too attractive, guys. It doesn't look
No, please
too
understand,
nice.
I didn't know my
But
photo was being taken.
We don't mind about that picture. We love the person in the picture. You get to that picture, you like that picture. And then after that, you go back to the graphic of the competition, and then you share the graphic of the competition. After you've done that, all the people who have shared the page will stand a chance to win Verticom airtime, and then all the people who've chosen their favorite teacher, Llewellyn, with all the likes in the world, with all the likes, with the most likes. So obviously Llewellyn will get the most likes because Llewellyn's our favorite teacher. All those people will be sent into a lucky draw to win a Sony Xperia L. Hope you guys understand that.
Awesome
What are we
is
doing
that?
for the Mindsetters?
Today, we are doing gaseous exchange in humans. Hey, what do you think? Gaseous exchange in humans.
All right.
Right, and you know me, when it comes to things like this, and when I know Looney's going to be on the show, and we all know what Looney's like when it comes to things. She's got to touch, and she's got to play, and she's got to get her hands dirty. So, Looney, why don't you come join me here?
You like to do that. You must tell them about Facebook and Twitter and everything.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes.
Well, then do that. We can, I suppose, hey, we're going to do a little dissection here. But
Yes.
let Looney do her thing there,
Yes.
right? And then she'll come and visit me,
I'll
and we'll
tell-
have a
yes.
jaw.
So guys, how to hit us up on Facebook, it's facebook.com/learnextra. Our Twitter handle is @learnextra, and you can get all the show notes, the videos, and the schedules on learn.mindset.co.za. And you know how I like to cut up my parts, so I'm going to join Lou in a second. But before I do, congratulations to Siso Ngolosi. You have won yourself this awesome Casio calculator. Mindset is, if you want to be like Siso, enter the Test Yourself competition. The link is on our Facebook page. You get there, you enter all your information, you fill in the questions, and you'll stand a chance to win a Casio calculator. Remember, you have until Wednesday, next week, 8 a.m. to enter the competition and stand a chance to win. I'm trying to be so normal.
Never. Looney, you'll never be normal. You're special, my
I'm
girl.
trying to act so normal. So many things are going on. But yeah, we are ready now for you.
Okay, well, you need to come and bring
I am ready.
your
I am
pretty
ready for you.
face here
I
by
am
me.
ready. I am
Right,
ready.
because what we did, first of all, Looney, you got to put your dress code on, right? We're in a lab today,
Yes.
right? So we got to put our
Professionals.
stuff on, mainly because you got a pretty top on, and I don't want you to get it all full of rubbish, and mainly because I like wearing it, because it looks white, and I'm like this close to being a doctor.
Professional, yeah. This is
Professional,
us,
you know,
doctors.
just to make sure that it all
We
fits.
can be doctors
Close it up, I suppose.
for the show.
For the show, we can
Yeah.
be doctor.
We can be anything we want.
Dr. Looney.
Yes, yeah, Dr. Lou.
Well, yeah, right. So, Looney, so we've got that, and now we've got
Gloves.
gloves. Please take new gloves. I was on a few seconds ago with the grade 10s, right? And the grade 10s did the heart, right? And we're doing the lungs. So just to let you see, I did ask some of them to join us, right? Because it's part of it. They were doing the lungs, and they had to look at the pulmonary artery going all the way to the lungs and all of that. So it's good for them to notice and to come and have a look at it, right? So enjoy it. Hope you enjoy it, because a lot of times you're not going to get to see it again. So make sure that you have a good time, right? So we're going to start off with I'm going to show you what the heart looks like. There it is, right? Look how nice and big that heart is. And the lungs of this animal, which is a cow, we have that today. So we can have a look at that, right? Yes. So let me see if I can pull it out here, because it's quite a mission.
Those lungs look so weird.
They look so weird. Come on.
Come
on. Nene, are you ready? 1,
okay.
2, 3, let's go. we have lungs. Right, and we're going to turn it over.
Oh my gosh, this is so big.
Hey, it's nice and big. And have a good look at it. It's beautiful. Now, feel how soft and slimy and beautiful they are.
Very.
Hey?
And so pink.
And so pink. That
So
means they had a lot
healthy.
of... Why would they be pink, Looney?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. Yes, we've got a lot of blood going towards it. Why would we
Yes.
have a lot of blood going towards this?
To help us breathe.
To help us breathe. Why do we need blood to the lungs? What does the blood carry, sweetie?
Oxygen.
Okay. Now, what I need you to do is I need you to grab that side for me.
No, now you're not
Yeah,
answering
that's
the
it.
question.
Like that.
Like
And do
this.
drop your side. That's the lungs. Now hold that side. I don't want it to tear. Right? There we go. What do you think? Hey? I think that looks nice. Think how pretty it looks. Right, nice and gorgeous.
This pipe over here.
This pipe, you're so worried about
Yeah.
the pipe. Don't worry about the pipe. Now, but I'm glad that you said pink. And what do you see here? I want you to have a good look. Hey, what do you see? What is this stuff?
Blood clots.
Hey, what is
Blood.
this dark? That's exactly what it is. It's blood.
Oh.
Right? And there's blood everywhere. Yeah, pull it out. Why is there so much blood at this part? Do you know that all the blood is going to pass this piece, this part of the animal? Why? Why do we breathe? What do we need?
Oxygen.
Exactly. And what carries oxygen?
Oh,
Good
man.
girl. So
Come
that's
on.
why we need all the blood.
Yes.
But what I've done is this has been cut because it was from somebody that they go and eat the meat, you know, the butcheries and all of that. So they have cut it. But I'm going to do it piece by piece. And I made sure that I did it like this. What I've done is I took another one. And there it is. Okay? So this is that top piece. So I'm going to take this away for a few seconds. And we're going to play around with that and come back to this. Right. Okay. So, Looney, have you noticed?
This is bony. What is
Ah, look at that. Now, feel it. I want you to feel and tell me just describe to the learners as much as possible. What do you
this?
feel?
Oh, my word. Okay, it's got bones.
It's got bones, so I like that.
A bony structure. Like the outer. Okay, is this the outer or inner part?
I don't know.
And
All I
then-
want you to do is just explain what you feel,
And then it's
what
got
you
this
see.
stretchy tissue around this bony structure.
Right.
What else? There's some fat. Is this fat?
Okay, yes, there's
some
fat
fat
there.
here. And some meat.
And some meat. But that's what I want. I want
Yeah.
you know what, that's the biggest thing people don't do, is they don't observe and they don't look and they don't feel and they
Here's
don't touch.
that material. That's
That's it. So that's a nice squishy
Yeah.
material. Right. Now, have you noticed that you didn't even look? What does that look like?
Oh, I thought it was just part of the bone.
No, but what is it? Look inside. What is it? A hole?
Yes.
You just stuck your finger in
There's
there.
a hole.
Can you stick your finger in holes? Let's show them, and you can't like. I mean, my word, you can't just stick your fingers in holes.
What is that?
Ah, now that's a good question. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
That is the whole point of life science, is being inquisitive and seeing and touching, right? Now, that is very important, okay? Now, have a look, okay? This is what I want you to see. Now, this here, okay, is found behind. There's something that runs in the front here. And I've done a dissection before on it.
Esophagus.
Esophagus. What does esophagus do for you? Very nice. So it's got food. It's where your food
I was
goes
doing a
down.
swallowing
You were
motion.
doing a
yeah.
and I was just waiting for you. Right? It does food. Now that goes in front of this, right?
Okay.
This is called your trachea.
Okay.
Okay? And this is very important. It cannot close. If this closes, you're gonna suffocate. You're not gonna be able to breathe. Am I right?
This part.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you imagine this closes? You're going to suffocate. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you suffocate, okay, if this closes, you're going to suffocate. So now they need to keep it open. And Looney says that there was this hard structure, right? Like bony structure, right? It's not actually bones. But what you felt was perfect. It's actually called cartilage.
Cartilage.
It's cartilage.
That's
now,
the word.
cartilage is very important in this thing because if there was no cartilage here, it would close. Okay? And in actual fact, I want Looney to feel it again. Feel the side. Okay? Feel it hard. Push. Don't play. Okay? Now watch Looney's reaction. Turn it around. Looney, keep pushing. Feel.
Eyeball.
Oh, a highball. What does that mean?
It's not moving this side. Like it's not as.
What's happening here?
Oh, and there's. Ooh.
What is that? Tell me. Look here. What does that tell you? Feel. Look here. This side, let's watch her again. Push it. See how it doesn't go in. Look how hard it is.
Yeah.
Now watch. Let me turn. Watch her. What does that
Why
tell
is
you?
there a gap here?
Precisely, there's a gap. Okay, and that is a good question. They're called C-shaped cartilage. You're looking at that big word called, what's that thing? Peristalsis. No, remember, this is just air.
Okay.
Okay, now, the nice thing about peristalsis, as she was talking about, is what did you tell me? What pipe was in front of this?
Esophagus.
The esophagus. And what does the esophagus do? It stretches, right? And if it's right in front of this, when it stretches and it's got no place, what's it going to do? It's going to push in.
I remember you were doing that motion.
That's
Is
it.
that okay?
And as it pushes it in here, right, as you can see, it makes it so that you can actually swallow, but keep this open. That's why. Okay, watch again. There it goes, nice and deep. See how it goes inside? Okay, nice and deep. Now, the nice thing about it is, Looney's good with a pair of scissors.
And I'm smiling like, scissors.
Cut for me.
Thank
Down the soft part. And show them as you're cutting. See how nice and easy it is? See? It's just skin now. Okay, there's no more bones. It's just skin. Okay, well, not bones, it's cartilage. I'm just using Looney's terms here, right? Now, make sure that you cut straight, otherwise you're going to get to the cartilage. Okay, keep going all the way. And you'll notice that the rings get smaller and smaller. And it's not actually that difficult. Look at
Now
this.
I can't see what's going on here.
Ah, there we go. Remember, this is just to keep everything together. We have it all the time, all over the body. Let's cut, Looney, cut. Don't worry about me. I'll move my hands before you
fingers.
cut it. Go. Cut ya.
Cut this part, Ezra.
That's it. Let's go. Very nice. Go, Looney. That's my girl. Cut.
Then what's going on here?
Cut. That's it. Now what have we done? All the way? That's it, Looney. And there we go. Last piece. Okay, very nice. Now, Looney, I want you to open it up. See, look how it's a C shape. See how soft it was? Okay. Now, have a good look. Look at this. Look what I'm wiping.
What is that?
Okay. Open it up nice and wide. Nice and wide. Open it up. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Now, Looney, explain what you feel on the inside here. What do you feel?
It's a smooth.
And slimy,
Yes,
isn't it?
I was about to say
Now,
silky.
that's it. So I can flatten it out. See if I can flatten it out. It's smooth and it's slimy.
Yes.
Okay. Now in the tracheas, okay, you get right at the bottom of the tracheas before you get your bronchioles, right? You get specialized epidermal tissue, right? It's called ciliated tissue. Okay, and what they have is these little funny hairs, and they move to create dust or particles or germs or whatever, and they like beat to try and get it out, right? It also has goblet cells. Now they learned this in grade 10, so don't think that you're off the line with not knowing your grade 10 stuff, right? You've got goblet cells, and goblet cells produce mucus, and that mucus traps all the bad bacteria in that, right? It traps it, and then the ciliates move it like this, and that's when you get this, you know, all that stuff, and you're coughing it up, and that's the mucus. And this is very slimy because that specific glands, the goblet cells, they're producing the slime so they can actually use it work. Right. Now, I'm going to do this, and I want to see if I can cut one ring off for Looney. See, I almost poked myself right through. It's fine. Okay, cut it nicely for you. See if I can. See how strong this is. Cut it again there, please, Looney. Nice and simple. Don't be shy. Don't worry. It's nice and strong. Okay. There we go. So there's your little. Can you see the C-shaped cartilage? Show them. You'll see the white part. See that white part, right? That C-shaped cartilage is very important. It makes sure that it keeps everything nice and open and you can understand everything, and it keeps it open so that more of the oxygen can go down. Now, if you before we go to the ad break, what is it called? What is one thing called if you have asthma, right? If you've got asthma, how does asthma? What happens to this when you have asthma? Let's see if you can think about it. I'll tell you after the break.
Okay. Mindseters, let's take a very quick break. We'll see you after the break.
Gotta love it.
Welcome back, Mindseters from the break. You know when you have animal parts in studio, things just get very, very crazy. But I want to tell you about the SA Water Games. So basically what it is that it's a competition that you play, and then it wants to see what you think of water issues in South Africa. It's a turn-based game, so there are many levels in the game, and then you can play it as many times as you want to beat your previous score, and you have until the 18th of August to play the game. So what you need to do is visit www.watergame.co.za. You register yourself, and then you can start playing as many times as you want. There are tons of prizes to be won along the way, airtime prizes to be won. So make sure, guys, you visit www.watergame.co.za and start playing. And you will learn a thing or two about water conservation as you play as well. So make sure you check that out and start playing the SA Water Game.
Yeah, baby. Right. So when we left, I asked you what happens when you have asthma. Can you remember? Now remember, we're talking about the esophagus. Oh, I mean the trachea. See what happens when I think about you? Esophagus.
Esophagus.
Right? Now, what happens when it comes to asthma? These C-shaped cartilage, they actually collapse. And if they collapse, they go kati nakas, and when they collapse, it means you can't breathe, right? And that's when you take your inhaler, and you take it in, and it goes and sits on the side, and it makes these relax again, and then it nice and opens up again, right? So, look again. So it closes. You're going to take the inhaler, it sucks it, all the chemicals go down, and then it opens it up slightly so that it's there. Now, if you have a look at it, I'm not doing anything, and it stays open all the time. Even when I try and push it hard, it doesn't close. You see, I'm pushing. It tries and stays open. That's the whole part of the C-shaped cartilage. Right, now, let's put that away and let's have a look at the next section. Now, we've had a look at this whole trachea part, right? And remember, the lungs are there, and I've put it like this, but what I really want to do is I actually want to show you what happens. You've all seen the trachea, and it breaks up into the bronchioles, right? Now, I'm going to turn this over because we cut it open, and I actually need you to come close. So, Looney,
Yes.
I need you here, my sweetie pie.
2 seconds.
2 seconds. 1
I'm there.
and
I'm there.
2. Let me get rid of this fat here so that we can have a look at this, because it's always good to have Looney hold things for me. Okay? Now, you know the lungs as you saw up here. Now, what I've done is I've cut open the tracheas, right? Right? Hold that side. Okay? And here we go. Now, if you have a look, okay, we've cut it open, and look how it branches off into the one side to the left, and we have another side to the right. So I'm going to cut, let me just get there, this piece open so you can see what I mean. Come on. There we go. You've noticed that, there it go. Okay, so you hold like I am. Look how it's divided into 2 sections. It comes down the pipe and it splits into 2 sections. Can you see? And that's your bronchus. Okay? And then each one of them, you can have a good look, goes into specific holes. Can you see the specific holes? And those specific holes break up into smaller holes and smaller holes. And it goes to the thing called your alveoles. Right. Now, the alveoles are very, very important. Okay? Do you know what alveoles are? It almost looks like balloons.
Balloons.
Yeah, it looks like balloons because you blow into them and they go up like this. And what happens when you blow up a balloon? It gets nice and big, hey? It gets nice and big. And the whole point about it is it increases the surface area. And the blood vessels that go round, which we told you about the blood vessels, okay, which you can see all the blood there, right? The more the blood vessels are in there, the larger the surface area, the more oxygen they can absorb. Hey? Now, if you have a look, can you see there's little holes in there
Holes,
as well?
yes.
Now, if you have a good look, there's little holes in there as well. That means the pipes are going somewhere. Okay? And everywhere,
Are they leading up to
everywhere
here?
where you've cut, if I have a good look here again, let me get my pointer out here. There it is. Look at these holes. There's one. There's another one. There's another one. And these holes, everywhere you look, there's more holes. Look here. There, if I can try get there, there's another hole. But they go from very big to a little bit smaller to a lot smaller and even smaller and smaller and smaller. And they just go deeper and deeper and deeper. Right. Now, that is your lungs. Okay. Now, the nice thing about it is not many people mess around with the lung. So what I'm going to do is, I told Looney something just now. And she gave me
Got so
a
excited.
reaction like never before. And Looney, when I say to you, let's see if we can blow a part of this lung up.
I was like, ah, yes!
went mad. So maybe
know,
I'm
I
going
like
to
these
try
things.
as much as I possibly can. I'm going to cut open that. Right, there we go. Let's see if we can do this. Cut that part open. Let's see what can happen if I do that. Now, I can't promise anything. We're going to try. There's I've got too many holes in it. I'm trying to have a good look. Hold. Trying to make sure that I can get a nice piece that hasn't got holes in it so that we can try and blow it up. Looney, hold that piece there for me, sweetie. Okay, let's just cut. Because if I go nicely and we don't have many holes in, then I can blow it up. And if I can blow it up,
Then it's gonna go.
it's going to be cool. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Come. Hold it. That's it. Come on, you can do this. There we go. There we go. Ha! Maybe. We have a chance, Looney. Have a good look at, let's see.
Are there holes?
Slight, but let's see what we can do. Have a good look at that. That's a small piece, so let's move this out of the way. And of course, because I knew we were going to try this, I wasn't going to use my mouth this time. I've used my mouth
Obviously.
before. But let's see if I can stick that in
Before,
there.
in a lung.
Yes. Let's see. So, Looney, I'm going to hold tight.
Do I?
You push, girl. Go, go, go.
gosh.
Don't be shy. Go, 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 go. Look how it swells up. Look at that. Go, don't be
Yeah,
shy.
this is an exercise and a half.
Let's go, girl. Look how big these lungs have gotten.
Yes.
Yeah, Looney, yes, you would swear.
Come, I'll hold and
Okay,
then
you hold and I'll pump.
Yes. There you go.
Look at that.
Oh, that is so,
So
cool.
that is just a
Look
part of the
here.
lungs. Look how big and look how nice it looks. And the more I pump, the more you can see. So if I
Yes.
get it there, look how nice it
This
is.
part.
Look how nice and big it is. And look from how small was that? Hey? Now that was just a small piece. Can you imagine a big piece like this?
That.
Now I can't. Well, maybe.
You're gonna try.
Maybe. Well, of course, we're gonna have to try.
Is that what happens when you're breathing?
That's exactly what happens
Wow.
when you breathe. Well, there's got too many holes in it. That's the problem. And the more holes you have, the more difficult it is to blow up. Okay? Now, a lot of people don't get to see this. So that's why I want to show you. Because the more you see, the more you learn. Isn't that how it works?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. Look how small it is again. One more time. It's a small piece. It's not big. Okay? Am I right, Looney?
Yes.
It's a small piece. Let's move the lung out of the way. Okay. There's a couple of holes.
Yes, I was-
Let's stick this one in there.
And then we close.
Okay. And I'm going to close all of those. Well, you try, or whichever one. There's a nice big hole there. Is there? Let's see. We've got to find one. There it is. See, it's to find these holes that's a problem.
it in
There
there.
we go. Okay, Looney, you need to close, girl. Okay, and let's see. Only you, Looney. Look how big it gets.
Oh my God,
Look at that. Look how it fills up.
Look.
Look, it's awesome, hey, Looney? Look at that. Mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Hey, look how big
What
that
is that though?
That's all the air inside it. Hey, look how awesome that looks.
And my skin just hurt.
Hey, how nice is that?
This is so cool.
You've never seen that.
No.
Now, you can't tell me that life science can't be fun.
It's fine. Look, it's like
Hey,
an airbag.
That's it. Now, remember...
Oh my word.
Hey, how nice is that?
This is very nice.
Now, the reason it's staying up is because she's
I'm
closed
holding it,
Okay,
yes,
so if you
so
release,
let
what happens?
go.
Look how small it goes again. But it doesn't go as small as it used to. And now it feels
my
funny, doesn't
word,
it? Compared
yes.
to what it used to. Okay, it's a big difference. It's not as small as it was, right? Now, if I could blow this one up, I would be so happy. We'll try one more time.
Yes.
One more time.
This is
You can
fun.
see. Hold it tight. Hold there. Let's see if we can get the big one up and running. Okay, Looney, here we go.
Oh, you put
Stick it in there.
Okay.
Hold it tight. Let's see what we can do. We need to move that way. Now, normally, you could use a vacuum cleaner to do this.
Vacuum cleaner.
Yes, because it blows it up quickly. Now, there's a lot of holes
Holes,
in here.
yes.
And that's why it doesn't go. But look
Look,
at
yes.
it's gorgeous. Look how big that is, hey?
Oh,
Now, if I can find that hole up
There's some,
there.
yeah.
It's there. Look at that. Look how big it's getting. Hey?
Oh my gosh.
And that's just a small piece.
Yes.
Hey? And
Because
it's-
this still needs to come up
That
as
still
well.
needs to go. And that's just that. Look at that. That is unbelievable. That's why it's not blowing up so nice. But look, all over the place. And each one of these fill up with water. And there's lots.
With
And-
water?
with air.
Air.
And there's lots. Okay? And if you look at it, all of those light pieces have got air in them. The rest don't. Okay? Now, if I had to take this,
Look.
Look here. Look at this piece. There it goes. Look how big it gets.
Oh my word.
Okay? Look at all the different reactions. It is beautiful.
Very
Hey?
exciting.
Now, as I said, that is cool. But let's have a look at that last one that you were playing with again.
That's
And
fine.
That's it. Nice and tight in there. Hold it. And I want you to have a good look. Look closely. It's very important. Look what it looks like now. And when I pump it up, look what happens. Look at that. I'm just doing it nice and slowly. Look how full it gets. Full of oxygen. Okay? It pumps it up. And it gets hard. Look at this.
My word.
And it fills with air. Look at each and every... Yeah, you hold it there.
Yeah.
Look how the oxygen... I'm going to move that out the way. Hold it nice and tight. Look how it all fills up. There's little bag...
It feels like, I told you, it feels like a airbag because there's air now.
Exactly. It feels like an airbag. Plain and simple. Look at that. And this is tissues. This is found inside your body. Okay? Now, I'm wearing gloves, right? And if I have a look at this, if I take this glove off, which I'm going to make Looney do as well. Okay? I'm going to take her glove off for her. Okay? If I do that, just take a glove off, what does it feel like?
Plastic.
It feels like plastic. Hey? Plain and simple. It's like a plastic bag. It's not as what you thought it would be, hey? So you've never seen a lung blown up?
I've never. How would I see?
It's always good. Now, one thing I did forget to tell you. Is that challenge question. Can you remember the challenge
Yes,
question?
yes.
Now, the nice thing about it is I've showed you the lungs. And the challenge question I would say is give me an animal's name. It's very simple. An animal that can breathe through its skin. Firstly.
Give one example of
Yeah,
an animal that
that
uses
can breathe through its skin.
for gas exchange.
Exchange. And the second one is give an example. The second one is why do humans not use their skin for gaseous exchange? Okay, those are the two. But this is what humans use. This is what mammals use. Not all mammals. All mammals, hey. All mammals have lungs.
Why are you?
I'm asking. Does a dolphin have lungs? Or does it have gills? No.
Don't fish have gills?
Yeah, but is a dolphin a fish?
Isn't anything in the sea to me is a fish?
You see, wow, that makes us clever. Now,
But okay, I know it's a mammal.
it's got that breathing hole. And
Yes.
it comes up to get oxygen out of the air and then it goes back
Oh,
down again.
cute. Okay. Learn something every day.
Exactly. She's not going to give this up. I can see her taking an elastic band, wrapping
Yeah,
it
it's
around
like-
and squishing it down. Hey? Plain and simple.
This is very
Right.
exciting.
Now, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. This was just a little bit of fun so that you can get there going, right?
Yes.
what I want you guys to do is I want you to go have your break, nice stretch, and when you come back, we'll do the answer of that challenge question and some questions for you guys.
Yes. You've said it all. So let's take a break.
Yeah.
Welcome back, guys, from that break. I'm so excited to see that you guys are excited about the show. I want to read a few of your comments because you know Llewellyn. I hope you guys are liking the page, actually, and liking Llewellyn's pictures so that you can win a cell phone and get him to be our favorite teacher. Isn't that exciting? So we've got Sanela saying, yo, I've never smiled almost half of the show. I'm really enjoying this. Is really cool. And then we had Nicole saying, I like this teacher. So you must go like on the page as well. So you see you like Llewellyn, you must just go enter the competition and like there as well. And then Gibbon is saying, coolest show ever, Looney and Lou, top class stuff. Thank you so much, guys. We do this to entertain you guys, but to teach you as well, but in a fun and funky way. Are you ready now?
Isn't that the way to do it?
Yes.
Of course. I mean, I don't know why. It's just, it's not happening with me today. It's like frozen.
It's not moving.
Right, now, let's talk about it. So you focus on me. Hopefully, this
Close
thing
that.
will sort itself out for some reason, okay? But focus on me. Let's have a look at this. Very simple. First question of the challenge question, okay, was some animals, here we go. Let's see if this will work. There we go.
Don't you want to
Okay,
quickly close
there we
the
go.
Facebook page?
Must I
it's
close
working.
the Facebook
Is it working?
page? Where is it? Grade 11, mindset, learn that one.
Just
Let's have a look.
Close that quickly.
I'm going to close this one.
Yes.
There we go. Come on.
There you go.
There we go. Let's have a look. Okay, maybe sorry about that whole mess of this, but we'll get there. Right, so what I want to see is simple. Some animals can breathe through their skin. Nice, easy, simple, right? Now, give one example of an animal that uses its skin for gaseous exchange. Now, Looney,
Yes.
give me an animal. Come, girl. You see now, the nice thing about this, while you're focusing on Looney, have a good look at her, okay? The last few times that we had last week when I was doing this lesson, right? Looney wasn't here and she
I
wasn't
wasn't
listening.
here.
Precisely. So she doesn't know that an
I
earthworm
kn-
breathes through its skin. So,
Sometimes I just want to run away. When you start asking me questions, I want to go to that door.
well, Looney, how would you know that an earthworm breathes through its skin? You know?
Okay.
So please give me an animal that breathes through its skin.
That breathes through its skin.
Yeah. No. I mean, she
Breathes,
will never
breathes
know.
through its skin.
Yes, that an earthworm breathes through its skin. Never, ever know.
Earthworm really?
Yes. What breathes
I
through
also
its skin?
said fish though.
No, not a fish.
Not a fish.
No.
Earthworm.
Well done.
No, man.
That
You
was
just
beautiful. Yes, an earthworm.
No, but
Seriously, an earthworm breathes through its skin. Remember that an earthworm has got volume to, surface area to volume ratio. It's got a long surface area, but its body's very thin. So it doesn't need lungs. It just has to stay moist, and it literally sucks the oxygen
Does it
into
have a
its
nose?
body. No.
Okay.
From its skin, it grabs its skin, grabs all the oxygen into its skin, and it pushes it back out. Right. So it's very simple. It breathes, what do you call it? A earthworm uses its skin for gaseous exchange. Nice, simple, easy. Next question that I asked you for, right? If I have a look, is why do did you see that? Okay. Why do humans not use their skin for gaseous exchange? Now, can you imagine breathing through the air, just standing here and letting the oxygen go through your skin? Why don't we do that? How cool would that be?
no.
Why not? Think about it carefully. Why is it that we don't use our skin for gaseous exchange? Here's a little, what do you call it? A hint for you. Looney, it started off this big. And then I went like this. And it ended off how big?
Lungs.
How big did it end up?
Big.
Why?
A.
Air. So the air filled it up.
Yes.
Okay. But remember how small it was and how big it became.
Yes.
Okay. So the reason it becomes big is because it gets more surface area. The more surface area, can you remember I said to you, the more surface area is, the more blood can pass through it, the more it can change its oxygen and that, right? Now, our skin only has a certain amount of surface area. But our body, come here, Looney, 2 seconds.
Does it matter that we have hair?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now, Looney must understand where I'm coming from, right?
Yes.
Look how thick Looney is.
Thick.
Okay, thick. Yeah, look how thick you are. I mean, your muscles. Look at
Yes.
this. Look at these power muscles, right? Okay. So to be able to get oxygen from there right into the middle of that muscle,
Yeah.
it's never gonna work.
Never.
Right. So we need to get that in there. And if she uses her skin, not good enough. So she's got to use her lungs. Her lungs get big and a big surface area, so that we can get a lot of oxygen. Hey, how cool is that, sweetie? Cool. As long as she enjoys it, right? Now, if I have a look at it, it's very simple, as I was saying. Let's give some more space here. There we go. Humans have a small area to volume ratio. Volume is how thick we are, right? And the surface area is our skin. We have a small surface to volume ratio, so gaseous exchange across their body surface could not provide sufficient oxygen. We'd be able to get, but not enough to be able to do our energy. Remember, we need it so that we can do things like running, jogging, all of that other stuff, right? Even thinking. I mean, it sounds stupid, but your brain needs the oxygen, okay? To be able to think, it needs the oxygen, so it needs as much as possible. Right, there we go. So human skin is also thick for gaseous exchange it's too thick for gaseous exchange to go into and get to the blood. Remember, in the alveoli, it's very thin. It's a single cell thick, right? It's squamous epithelial tissue, right? And it would be able to diffuse in and out very, very quickly and easily. Right. Good. I'm glad you got that. Now, Looney.
Yes.
Who all in there, please just have a look at it. See if anybody, if you tell me about that, tell me anybody that has got the question right, or give me some of the answers that they were looking at while I get the next slide ready here.
Okay, Kabelo Malaka says earthworm for number 1.
Yeah.
Because they are not like, oh, and then number 2 is because they are not like earthworms, they have organs that air can pass through while earthworms don't have them.
Say that again.
Okay. Because they are not like earthworms. This is for now the
Yes,
humans.
yes, for the challenge question, of course, yes.
They have organs that air can pass through while earthworms don't have them.
No, you see, you got to remember, we have specialized tissues because we're too thick. Our volume is too thick. We make sure that our lungs expand, as you can see, all over the place. I mean, we only have this. Those lungs, remember, even though those lungs look thick, it fills up with air everywhere. And inside and outside and everywhere is where the oxygen gets handed over. Right, yes.
This is from Jabula Khatebe. A, earthworms, then B, because human skin is too thick because humans have a small surface area.
To volume ratio.
Yes.
Very good. I'm very impressed. That's so awesome. Right. Anybody else?
I'm trying to get the good answers. Okay, Tsietsi says simply because humans consist of lungs and all sorts of respiratory organs to assist in breathing process.
Now, the reason we have lungs is because of the question I've asked. Why can't we? Do you understand the difference? So that's something that you must look at very carefully when you come to your tests and that. You are right. We have specialized tissues. So we've got our tracheas, we've got our bronchioles, we've got our bronchiolis and all of those things. And we've got alveoli and they make up these beautiful lungs and they expand and contract with the breathing of the intercostal muscles and the diaphragm and all of those things. But we have that system because we can't breathe through our skin. Now the question was, why can't we get our oxygen from our skin? Am I right?
Skin is too thick.
So in other words, don't always think too deep. Make sure you bring it back and read your question carefully, because a lot of people lose marks even though they know the answer so well. You need to think about it carefully. Hey, Looney?
Yes, yes.
Cool. Now, let's get back to some questions. Right, next question I have for you. Okay, if we have a look at it, I've got the diagram of this what I did was I went and got x-rays and they x-rayed me right up to there. Right, okay, and there it is. I put it on black and white so that you can see it, and I made these funny little parts, right? And it looks like, now, you didn't see this on the lungs that I showed you because it's just too small. Okay, so please understand, it's so small. These things over here, okay, you'll notice that it comes in. I'm going to change the pen quickly, but the air's going to come in and it goes down into all these little tubes, right? And those little tubes fill up the alveoli, right? So that is what that picture does. Now, first question. It says, provide labels A to G, okay? And it's quite simple. A, Looney, if you can remember, is behind the what? A is behind the what?
Esophagus.
Very nice. Can you remember what A is? I understand if you don't, but
No,
I'm
I
impressed
don't
that you
know.
remember the esophagus,
No.
right? That's why I keep asking you that. It's a trachea.
Yes.
Very nice. And B, what are those little things here that they like protect my heart, my lungs, my all those other parts? What does it protect? It's hard, right? And it yeah. Wait, Looney, come here. I've got to make sure that she knows what I'm talking about. Now, Looney, it's this piece. If I can feel it, it joins to this bone here, right? So if we look at it, there it is, that bone, and it joins to these things here. That's on that. What are those called?
These parts.
Yeah. So it's these.
My ribs.
Ah, there we go. It's a rib. Well done, Looney. So B is ribs. Very nice. Now, C is asking for, if you feel, take a deep breath. I know I can't do it much, but you've got your ribs over here, right? And you've got the one rib there and the one rib there. And in between the ribs, that's what they're asking for. It's muscle. Now, those muscles are very important because they contract to open the lungs to make it bigger. They contract to open and they relax to make it smaller, okay? Those are called, let me just get this right, your intercostal muscles. That's what they're called. Your intercostal muscles, you need to know them very well, right? Your intercostal muscles. Then we've got D. Looney, what is D?
Where's that? The lung.
Clever girl, the lung, she got that one, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then we've got E. It's a band, right? It forms over here. And what happens is when you want to breathe, your intercostal muscles, they contract and open up your rib cage. The rib cage goes like this. Main reason is it increases the volume, right? And if it increases the volume, it starts sucking the air out. Can you remember we blew the air in, right? It doesn't actually work like that. What happens is these increase and it makes a suction on the inside, and the air, the lungs actually suck the air in. But what helps with it is this band over here. Hey, Looney? That band over here. And what happens is it's like this, like a band like this. And it contracts and goes flat. And as it goes flat, it makes the surface area on the inside bigger, and it pulls the lungs open. So the lungs go and it breathes in. That thing there is called your diaphragm. Clever girl. So I should have asked you that
Yes,
one.
I was waiting. I think
should have
he's
asked
talking
that one.
about the diaphragm. Yes, it is.
That's the diaphragm. Very nice. And then, Looney, what are these small little things here called? It's those little bags. I reckon it's those little bags. It's those little
Essence.
bags that look like balloons.
You.
L.
L.
L. Not letter L.
Oh,
LV. Alveoli. There we go. Alveoli. Very nice. She's getting there. Even though I'm telling her the answer. It's fine. Right, your alveolis. And then you've got these pieces here, these little branches. What did I call them? They're the bronchioles. Nice and easy. So let's see how the answers come along. If we know what we're talking about, first was a trachea, then we got the ribs, then you get your intercostal muscles, then you get the lungs, you get the diaphragm, you get the alveoli, and you get the bronchus. Very nice, very easy. And I know you guys were sitting there and giving me the answers like this, because they're good, aren't they? Right, let's have a look at the next one. Explain 2 ways in which the structure labeled A is suited for its function. Structure A. What is structure? Structure A was that long pipe that I started with. Looney, what do you think that long pipe has got that's structurally good for its function? Remember, to take in oxygen all the time. What do you think that's so special? If you remember, I say to you, feel. Tell me what it feels like. Tell me a little bit about it.
the cartilage.
The cartilages, very nice. Why is there cartilage there?
So that it can.
Keep it open.
Yes.
Very nice. Remember that I also told you, no, but you're right, you might not be able to explain it.
Yes.
But the nice part about it is if Looney doesn't do life science, and she knows this, then I know for a
Genius.
fact that people that do life
Genius.
science and understand this, you can't forget it. That's what makes me so happy when Looney gets answers right? So now, what I want to know is, they've got that C-shaped cartilage, right, to keep it open. Remember I told you about those goblet cells that produce that mucus, and they've got that ciliated cells that actually pump up all the mucus that's not needed, so it protects it from getting dirty and through for the bacteria and all of that stuff. It's suited for its function for that exact reason. So let's have a look at what the answer is, so we can get there. Yeah, the trachea is flexible. Okay, it must be able to move. Remember, if something moves past it, like you got the esophagus that can move it in and out, right? And held open by C-shaped cartilage rings. Okay, we know this. We saw it, we felt it, you identified it on real life things. Okay, then the trachea is lined with ciliated columnar epithelial. Yes, I'm giving the big things. Columnar epithelial. You need to know them from grade 10. Right, so if you're in grade 10, don't forget it for next year, right? Ciliated means it's got those finger-like little hairs, and it beats rhythmically to actually move all the rubbish up. Okay, then it's got goblet cells that secrete mucus. Remember, the mucus traps all the rubbish, and we push it up, and then we either cough it up or swallow it or spit it out. That's what we do with it, right? Okay, then it's moist, so that the air that comes in with all the dust and particles in that, it can trap it. That's what the moisture does in it. Okay, nice, simple. And I said the cilia sweep the mucus out, and then we cough it up. Okay, so that is how it's adapted for its function. Nice, simple, easy, and so understandable. You know, just put 1 and 1 together, and you will get 3. Hey, Looney.
Duh.
What do you get? 2. See, she is listening. I had to make sure. 1 and 1 together to make 2. Very nice, Looney. Okay, describe the role of the parts labeled B and C and E in respiration. Okay, let's see. What do they say? B, C, and E. B, C, and E. So they want to know about B, which is your ribs. They want to know about C, which is your intercostal muscles. And they want to know about E, which is your diaphragm. Now, that's exactly what I was telling you a few seconds ago. Can you remember where I said the intercostal muscles contract, the ribs move apart, the diaphragm drops, and it increases the volume, so it starts pulling it out nicely so that the lungs can get nice and big. Hey? Can you remember that? It's a very good answer, that. Let's have a look. If I can bring it all the way down. Bring it up there. Here we go. During inhalation, okay, what happens is the intercostal muscles contract, moving the rib cage upwards and outwards. So, nice and big. Cool. Then, the diaphragm contracts and flattens. Remember, it's in this shape. And what happens is, it drops. So from that shape, it contracts and goes flat, okay? Which increases the volume inside there, so it pulls out the lungs, creating that suction. Okay, it's the same as, try this at home. See if you can get it. If you have a syringe, Lunia, I'm sure you've done it. You take a syringe and you push it all the way flat down to the bottom, and you put your finger on the end where you normally squirt, and you pull that up.
Yeah.
What happens when you let that go? It shoots back. Yeah, it shoots back. Am I right?
Yes.
Now that's what's happening is you've stuck your finger then as you're pulling, no air's going in, so it creates a suction. Now that's exactly what's happening with your diaphragm. As it flattens, it's like pulling that thing up. So what happens? The lungs, the only way that something can take up that space is the lungs, so it pulls the oxygen down the trachea into the alveoli. Right. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. Looney? It was a lot of fun. I'm glad that you got your hands dirty.
Yo, love it. Thank you so much. I want to read a comment actually. Wow, what an awesome show. This is from Adila Adams. What an awesome show. Extremely impressed with Lou. He's clearly passionate about his job and rubs off his love for life sciences to everyone he comes across. Super awesome. And that is so true, guys. I love life sciences because of that man.
Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you
Yes.
very, very much.
Thank you, Mindsetters, for tuning in. Thank you so much for all the great comments on our Facebook page. We did the show so that you guys could have fun and learn more and learn extra while you're at it as well. We didn't get through any of your questions, so please hit us up on learn.mindset.co.za/helpdesk and send all your questions through there. Remember, the Learn Extra Life Sciences Help Desk is proudly brought to you by Axel. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We love you very much.
Love you.
Goodbye.
Cheers. Bye.